Hey everyone, welcome back. We're down to our last few days, or a few hours here in Arkansas before we head west. Been quite a ride here. Got here and had they're under 6 weeks of no rain, 6 to 7 weeks of a drought period. Well, let me tell you, things can change quickly, especially in Arkansas. Went through the last 3 days of rain. Last night was the biggest one. It was a horrific thunderstorm came through just west of where I'm sitting here in this forest, but had 3 confirmed tornadoes, and it rained for 8+ hours. So we went from drought conditions to confirmed tornadoes to flash floods in just a matter of a few hours. Uh, but my biggest concern is we've been sitting in this spot here for about a week, and a lot of water buildup around us. And hopefully we can get out without getting this big behemoth of a bus stuck somewhere. So we're going to see what it looks like. I'll show you here. And here's some of the, got a big puddle of water here. Now this is somewhat firm, but also soft, and that water just kind of, makes things gooey. And got my solar panel up collecting the last few rays, but over here is I got a pretty good sized holding area with some mud in the bottom of it. So I'm gonna have to get a little run at it. So I think when I leave, I'll back up and shoot across this because it's kind of soft, and if I'm going to get stuck, that's going to be the place to bury the back wheels in. So, but even over here, when I got here, there's a pond here behind me now. It wasn't anything here a couple of days ago. Now it's a pretty big pond. Last night, the one was raining. The frogs were just going crazy, chirping and barking and whatever they do, bringing on the rain. And by George, they did it. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we got to cut this angle tight here in the front. Hopefully we won't get a front wheel stuck in that mud. And I think once we get out of here, that should be okay to get out. But the ground over here seems pretty firm, like it's been trampled and driven on quite a bit. So hopefully it's not too soggy. But another thing is to see if we got any tree limbs or trees down on the road. There's a lot of trees down last night, and power lines and power outages and etc. all around. So we'll see. It should be okay. I've seen 2 vehicles drive by in about 6 hours, so I think it should be okay. We'll find out when we go, but I've got to go to town and meet with my insurance agent and get signed up for my Medicare parts that I need, and see a couple of friends for a beverage later on. And then I think in the morning we'll spend the night at Walmart tonight, and in the morning we'll head out towards Arizona. Plan is to get to at least to Amarillo on my first day, because it's about halfway of where I want to go to visit my daughter in New Mexico on the second day, and then got some time there, and then we'll just see how it goes as we get on the road. So we'll get this thing started up and see if we can get our bus at least out here to the concrete. Well, it's almost like concrete. Out here to the gravel. So stay with us. And a few words about tornadoes. I have personally never been in a tornado, but I've been really close to several. These last night were probably within 20, maybe 30 miles away, and they did cause some damage. But probably the closest one I've been to with this has been within 5 miles. So that's pretty close, and I don't really want to go through one because they're pretty destructive. But and they can happen any time of the year. You don't believe those stories like, oh, won't happen in the wintertime, or it won't happen because of this mountain range or this hillside or whatever. Several years ago, my son, when he was 11, 12, 13 years old, I can't remember the age, but he was spend the night with a friend in just about 20 miles from here, New Year's Eve. Yep, New Year's Eve. And the next morning he called and said, "Oh," he said, "I survived a tornado." And we were like, "What?" Sure enough, they had a tornado hit their little community they were in, and the house he was staying in was only probably a half mile from where the tornado went through. So that's January 31st. That's the end of the year. It's wintertime, but you just never know. I did go through one, not personally. I mean, I was there back in junior high many years ago, and it was the eeriest feeling I had ever had as we were switching rooms from, you go from class to class. We went from building to building, and then my childhood hometown, which is only about 2 hours, yeah, back that way, uh, had a tornado hit, and it was a supercell, F5, F6, whatever the numbers you want to call it. It was on the ground during 3 counties and up to a mile wide. And luckily it missed the city, but got the north or the south skirts of it a little bit. But just caused all kinds of damage, just ruined, destroyed everything. But I remember being in, like I said, in junior high and going out of the one classroom and looking up, and it was the eeriest feeling because everything was just totally dead, calm, still. You just had a fear. Your skin would crawl, your hair and your arms would stand up, on your neck would stand up, and look up in the sky, and just this, it was a swirling of green and white and brown and black and all kinds of. It looked like something out of the Ghostbusters movie when the monsters were coming in towards the end. But it was just eerie. It was eerie, something you'll never forget. And I haven't really been into that situation again. So that was a close, probably fairly close tornado, and a super, super big one. But that's my tornado stories. I'm ready to get to the desert where there's no tornadoes, some dust devils, and some winds, but hopefully that's all we run into. And let's get this thing fired up and see if we can get out on the road, at least get to town to get my errands done. All right, as much as we love being out here, hear these frogs chirping, it's time to get into town. So let's make some noise and break the silence. Give us a second for everything to balance out. And here we go. Fired up, let's go. Stands right here. Ready to go to town? We go to town, we get on the road. Yeah. All right, let's get busy here. The little, there you go. Get a little bit of up and see if we can get a little bit down. Here we go. Let's get out of this mud hole. Ready? Oh, all right. There we got out of that one. You can you can see where the tires were stuck in the ground, so we've been here a few days. All right, let's get back on this gravel road. Oh, once again, I got to learn how to drive. Take off the brake. Nobody coming. All right, here we go. All right, and we pulled out of that one, so we're good. Success. Well, we've made it to town and decided to spend a little time here at one of my favorite places, the lake, before we get on the road tomorrow. And still got to visit with my insurance man and got an appointment this afternoon for that. So we'll get signed up for the Medicare and we'll be legal to get on the road. But yeah, we're back in Little Town and we're heading out soon. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, we're back at the lake. There's a flock of cormorants back over there. They're up drying off their leaves, but been really nice. The rain that we had filled up the lake a lot. It's come up quite a bit, and there's a lot of birds out here today. There's some California white birds, I think, some diving into the water, and there's some geese out there, and there's cormorants and different things. So beautiful day. So we're ready to get on the road. Zen's over by the bus, laying in the grass. I think he was ready to get out of the forest. He needed some grass, and pretty soon he's gonna get a lot of desert sand. So that's gonna be it's gonna be good. He likes it. So all right, let's get our errands done, and we'll get this thing on the road. Well, we got our errands done. We got my coffee. Got my insurance signed up. We'll have more on that later, but we're ready to get on the road. So let's end this video and begin the new adventure. Thanks for watching, everyone.